messaged on Facebook. I haven't done any direct messaging yet on Instagram.
Well, it's just so hard. If they like anything that you're
Right.
sharing, then reach out privately to them. You know, we have so many spies. They just spy on us and they watch us. Never fear, they're out
Okay.
there,
Okay.
and they reach back out when they want you. But the baby boomers probably are one of the toughest groups ever. But Instagram is
I
not their
know
thing
Facebook
because that's
is.
the younger
Yeah.
crowd. So Facebook is better for the baby boomers because they're all there watching their grandkids
Well,
grow up.
you know what I found though? I have joined about three different baby boomer Facebook groups. And what I'm finding is that they don't want you to post anything unless it has to do with some nostalgia.
Oh, yeah.
It's like the only thing they respond to, or the only thing, and then some of them will tell you, don't post anything
Yeah.
here. All they want to do is nostalgia. Yeah.
They want to go
Yeah.
back. Can you blame them?
That's a good
Well,
observation.
anyway,
You
everything
just have
takes
to
time.
find that
Everything is a
answer.
planting of seeds, and I know that. So we'll see.
Yeah. Maybe go back to explain to them about the garden, how it used to grow. And now the nutrient value in the tower garden is equivalent to the way it used to grow in
They
the
would kick
50s.
me
Maybe you could
right
do that.
out. They don't want you to talk about any products unless it's something
Nothing.
back from the 50s or the 40s
Okay, then there you
or the
there goes your
60s.
answer. There goes your answer.
Yeah,
Do it individually, maybe outside, like, oh, I saw you, maybe perhaps approach
exactly. So
them.
I'm building a few relationships
Yeah.
outside, from the group outside. So
Yep.
yeah,
Right.
I know it takes
Yeah.
time.
Right.
Mm.
Okay, guys, I'm going to start the recording the lunch and learn, and then I'll introduce and I say why I'm talking here when Sharon and Douglas are on the call. Okay, so we are already live on Facebook, and I am recording the meeting. For those of you that don't know me, I am honored to be the hostess for this call Monday after Thanksgiving and a long weekend. My name is Nicole Fiol. I'm originally from Puerto Rico. I live in Davie, Florida, and I'm a qualifying senior sales coordinator. I've been doing the business for about 7 years, maybe 8, around that. And our topic today is going to be get out of the house. Yes, get out. I know we are in crazy times, and yet yes, we gotta get out of the house. At least I know I do. And I'll share a little bit of my background and why I chose this subject. While I am talking, please feel free to interrupt, ask questions, or yes, get out of the house, Sandy. You can make comments on the Facebook post that we're live there. You can make them here. If someone can read them out loud or let me know that they're there, I'll be trying my best to checking them out. Okay, I cannot minimize this. Okay, great. So the reason why I chose this subject is because I have been able to have 5 daycares that have their own tower gardens. I also have a vegan restaurant that owns 3 tower gardens, and I'm building more the trust so they can buy more. And I'm also currently working with the Department of Education here in South Florida, where they run the VPK program, and we have a model program running with 11 VPKs location where they all have 1 tower, and it has been in pause because of the pandemic. But if that goes well, when we resume going back to school fully or however that goes, then they're gonna incorporate tower gardens in all VPKs in South Florida, which I am very excited about that. So I feel comfortable sharing that I have been able to do all this because I got out of the house. And there's different ways that I have approached this. I started with the daycares that they're preschoolers, calling them near me, and I go by their type, how they name their school. One of them is One of them is called um, growing VPK. So, hey, that was an eye opener for me. And I called them and I approached them over the phone saying, hi, I see that you have that mentality of planting the seed and growing with our children, education. It's a Montessori. So, I kind of like approach it that way. And I offer this way of gardening, which the kids love, and everything we know about tower gardens. Would you be interested in seeing? It doesn't require soil, so it's much faster and they love it. And you can put it in a corner. You can even put it inside of a classroom. And she was very open. It took very minimum exposure. She was like very open. But before getting to her, I had called maybe 13 businesses where, yeah, send me an email, or I let them know, or no, they're not available. I always ask to call to talk to a upper management person, if not the owner, because they're the ones that make decisions. But I make good contact or wrap up with the person that answers, because they are, the connection. So I try my best to be very nice, to be not talk too much, but at the same time say enough so they can understand where I come from. And I just want to know if it's available. Are you interested? Do you think they'll be interested? And I kind of like have them feel important to me, which they are, because they're going to be, they're my connection to the person that I need to talk to. Or can I pass by? I always ask, can I be there? What is the best time for me to show up if they're not open, or if you never know when they're coming, approximately lunchtime, whenever. And even if they close the door with the upper management person, I said, well, can I pass by and see the teachers? Because many times if the teacher is interested, it's much easier because they see somebody in charge. And so they'll be more open to the information if someone indoors, in-house says yes. So my goal is to be able to kind of have an appointment for me to show up into their business. And that's how I built this relationship. And I was able to have 5 preschoolers say yes to Tower Gardens. Then I'll continue with the step 2 after that. With the program for the VPK, which is it's a much bigger program with the VPKs. I did it by building the trust by showing up, doing trade shows in the lobby of the government building. So I had to pay $25 to be there. So I chose to be there once a month. The second Tuesday of each month. I did it for like about 6 months. And if I got 4 sales in those 6 months, it was a lot. But it was a lot of people coming in and out. And I will bring my tower garden. I will bring my youngest, which at that time she was less than about a year, in my carrier on me. So with my tower, her on me, I set up my table, I brought everything. So I will call people's attention. And by me going every month, they started to acknowledging me. And the tower brought a lot of conversations until I connected with the lady that works in that department, and she saw the vision. And she was my connection to the manager, or to the person, the director for that department. And so we exchanged numbers. She never bought anything, but she was my connection. And every time she will come, I will get there very early. So I will see them going, rushing, because, they have to clock in. They got to catch the elevator, park, all that. So I'll be there like around 7:15, 7:30 in the morning. I will leave around 1 after lunch, so they can come down and see me again. And I did that for 6 months. And that's how I was able, until, conversation after conversation with this lady, we exchanged numbers. I invited her to a sala party in my house. She loved it. And then from there, I said, so how about if I can go into your department and we can do a salad in a jar party? That's how I started with the conversation of me getting into her department. And then she saw the vision and she brought it up to me that I could go to her boss and present Tower Gardens. And I did a presentation. It went well. They saw the vision. They fired that boss, so that went nowhere. A year after came by, and I'm keep touching in bases with the lady and the people that I had emails from that department. And a new boss comes in, and I present again. And so the lady immediately said yes, and it was a go for. And that's how I started this project. I say this so you guys can see the vision that sometimes it happens fairly quickly, but other times with perseverance and just sharing love and how this can be so beneficial for them as a department, also for the children, which is the people that we're catering to or I am catering to. So it was a lot of exposure where I got information to be sharing emails with them. We have a tower garden only for representatives. A lot of information from there. Also, our good friend, what's her name? She's in our team or Julie's team. Sandy, you know who she is. She has braces. She has 5 children. What's her name? She has a lot of information already shared on that Facebook group.
This isn't 5 kids. That's
Jackie
Oh,
Ryder. Jackie Ryder has a lot of information already shared with us. So I copy and paste, I put it on my own wording, but she has a lot of information that I have used. So I didn't invent the wheel. I didn't do any of that. I'm not a good writer, especially not in English. So I just copy and paste, and with a good intention, I send those emails every other month or every 3 months. I was sharing them. A lot of them, they didn't reply. I was like, oh my gosh, I don't know if they're getting them, if this person still works there, because we don't know. I'm an outsider. But thank God, they all were getting it. And I kept good relationship with this lady. Her name is Vicky. And so by me being in relationship with her, I kept planting. Well, I already planted the seed. I kept watering it. So when is a good time? And when can you come? And all my events, I will invite her, very friendly. And again, she has never bought anything. So it was just the relationship and the vision of helping our children that after a year after, then I got the project going and the pandemic happened. So now we're in standby. With the Montessori places, so that was step 1, right? Getting into the door or having the contact person, the best person to talk to. When I got that, and they told me, yes, you can come in. I will never show up if they don't tell me yes. Then I talk to the person. I always bring my tower. She's like my 4th baby. I always bring my tower. I know how to set it up and break it down and put it in my car in 2 minutes and 16 seconds. I already have it down packed to the point where it is so easy and they can see that it's so easy. And when they see it, it's a shocking thing. It's a beautiful thing. Even if I have baby seedlings or I have big plants, doesn't matter, I will bring them so they can see it and they can see the kids' reaction. So once I'm there, I will say also, well, in that week, because in school they have a week where it's you can take they bring businesses to come and talk to the children. I don't know how it's called, but it's after January in the next year. I will say I can always come and share with them and talk about nutrition. And so that's another way that I open the doors where I want to be in your classroom. I want to connect with one teacher. I just let me in. So I use that week a lot. I get very busy. I start emailing schools and teachers from January so they can schedule me into that week. If somebody knows the name of that week, I have no idea. I don't remember how it's called, but I know in 1 week or 1 day they allow, like, police comes, ambulances, the firefighters, and they come and the kids show their it's something about, so they can start seeing what they want to be in the future. What's their purpose or intention to work. And so I talk about nutrition. Career day. Yes, thank you. Career day. Thank you. So I use that week a lot to schedule as much as I can because it's an exposure. And I always bring my tower because it's a good visual. And I allow them to, I cut kale or I let them just pick it and eat it. I make sure that it's clean though. I say, yeah, of course, if you want to eat it. And so the teachers see it, and then that's a great exposure so they can see the vision on how easy, especially if the school is supported by the STEM program, they are required to have a garden. It's like a must. So they're frustrated because they don't have time to be playing on a garden and they gotta have it. So when they see the tower and I share with them how convenient and easy it is, it's like, yes, let's do it. Even with the preschoolers, they don't have STEM and they're not required, but a lot of them have the vision and they know how important it is for our children to be exposed to nature. So they are also open to that. So those are the ways I incorporated in the school system. When it comes to businesses, I have also knocked on a lot of doors. I have gone, like I have set up a day and I make a route where I put addresses not too far from each other. And I said, okay, from this address, I'm going to this other business. And I set up my whole day, 5, 6, 7 businesses, and I just show up and I said, hi, I'm here. And depending on what it is, like I have gone to yoga studios, I have gone to gardens where they sell plants. And that's how I got introduced to this vegan restaurant, because they also sell plants. They are sanctuary for animals and they're a vegan restaurant all in once. And I was in the area and I stopped. And I just happened to talk to the owner. I didn't know she was the owner until after a long conversation. And she was like, oh my gosh, this is amazing. So that was my first exposure. The second exposure, she bought the towers. She goes, yes, definitely, I want this. And again, I have gone to maybe 10, 15 businesses prior getting to her. So persistence and knowing that we have, it's amazing and people are looking for it because it's convenient. With yoga studio, I haven't had any luck yet. And the way I am doing it, or I was doing it, was building the trust. I was going to this yoga place when I was living in Miami and building the trust with them. They had a beautiful garden. That was with one of the places, which I connected with the owner, it wasn't the right time for her. Now that I'm here in Davie, that I moved in recently and within the pandemic, I haven't been able to be out as much as I want to, but I started last week in getting my route open, and I have started writing down the businesses that I want to approach, and I write down why, because I don't connect with all of them. I mean, the names of the business, the location, what's their mission, those are the things that I read before I even make a phone call. I search the place, I go to their website, I read what they offer, what is their mission statement, what is that they are, their purpose for the business. And if I connect with that, then I put them on my list. So for me, it takes a little time to get this going. But once I have my list, I start calling or I just simply start showing up. And when I say showing up, I have a few farms around me. And one of them, I showed up because I want to know what activities they have, who's there. I buy anything sometimes, other times I don't buy. But I start talking to people, I start asking questions. Then I did that last week. That was my first step. Okay, let me see. And the vibe. I like to feel, the people that are there to see if I connect. Because if I don't connect, then I'm not gonna feel the same. So I do take that time, and that's why I start with the businesses close to me, because I don't want to be spending too much time, neither gas, if I don't know what's going to happen. Or I start calling, but over the phone is much, much harder to me, at least, to get people interested or to talk to the right person. Because it doesn't have to be necessarily the business owner. Sometimes it could be the person that works, the cashier, or the person that receives you. Just having one person that can say yes and see the vision will support you tremendously to get to the owner. Or who knows, maybe they're not even interested, but that one person see the vision, cast the vision, and that's the person that you were supposed to talk to, and there they are. So I'm open to whoever is open, and I talk to as many people as I can. So I'm going to read the comments to see if somebody is asking. You're so good. You get to know your market, and if they align with you. Oh, I love her ideas. Nicole has so much
I love that. Like
persistence.
you spend, they call it, what do they call it, Doug? The platinum hour in the 4-hour work week, where you spend a lot of time planning out what you're going to do. So you don't just kind of spin in circles. You know already what you're going to do and who your market is. So that's awesome. I
Yeah.
love that. And I love
Such a
too, you were telling me the other day
professional
how you get out of the house too, like even with the kids for soccer. You
look.
get out there and you start looking around and you're, gauging your audience, so to say.
So I'm a baseball mom, and I started this new team, and I'm fairly new in the team. So I start talking to the moms. I bring my jars. Unfortunately, that's who I am. We go out of town every month, and I tell my children either I buy food all the time, which that's not me. I don't enjoy going out to eat. Now with the pandemic, we're trying to minimize that. So it's either I spend all that money, which is not going to happen, but still I give them the vision, right? Or we cannot come because it's a lot of money on a monthly basis just for you to play. So I bring my jars, and that brings that starts conversation with other moms, because they notice the convenience. And sometimes I put salads on mine, but with theirs, I fill it up with everything: rice and beans, pasta, chicken as dip, and then I bring the chips, and I, bring out the chicken because it's easy to put it in the cooler with ice, and the ice or the water doesn't go in instead of the containers. Sometimes the containers fail. So I bring my jars everywhere. So I'm talking to this mom, and she goes, "Oh my gosh, I love this. So what do you do?" I'm like, "Oh, finally she asked." So I tell her, and then she goes, "Oh my gosh, is that Juice Plus?" And I said, "Do you know?" And she goes, "Yes, I take it." I'm like, "Dang it, it's okay." But you see, it started conversation, and she's not exposed to the business. She said, "Oh no, I just buy it and that's it. I've been on it for 2 years." So who knows where that takes me? But another mom listened to the conversation, and then she asked me, "What is that? What do you do?" And blah, blah, blah. So that was another exposure. And I said yes to being a travel team. Well, number one, because of his talent and he wants to, but number two, because it's a reason or an excuse for me to get out of the house. I've been here since February, and we barely go out. For those of you that don't know, my spouse, no, my partner is what is it? Is
Risk.
high risk. Thank you. So I have to be very careful when I go out, which is a whole not different conversation. Having teenagers, healthy teenagers, we're healthy, but then him being high risk, we have to be double careful, because I know we're all going to overcome it, but I don't know about him. So it's very difficult position to be in, because I understand he's panicking, but then I understand the kids, like, oh my God, we were very active in the past, and now we're just here in the house. I'm like, no, 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 we gotta go out. So that's that. I also had a gym owner that I enrolled over the phone. I call like 20 businesses over the phone, 20 gyms. A lot of no's, but I love when they tell me no up front, because then it's a no. Okay, perfect. I move on. For those of you that may have done this or not, get ready, because they're going to give you the runaround, because they're going to be kind, and they don't want to tell you no at the front, or they just don't know, or they just say yes because to be cool. I have no idea, but that drives me crazy, because then I keep following up. I keep sending me emails. That takes a lot for me to write down and make sure the grammar is correctly and all that. And then I keep spinning the wheel, going nowhere. So that drains me. But thank God I keep calling. I'd rather call. I'd rather show up, until I got to this guy, and he goes, "Oh, how did you hear from us?" And I said, "Oh, I just Googled you and you showed up." And he goes, "Oh, really?" And I said, "Literally, yes." He was all the way in Homestead. So it was like a 30-minute drive from me. But he enrolled, and he loves, up to this point, he still takes the product, and 2 other customers of his take the product. So, and I keep in touch with him, and he said, "Not right now. I'm not doing anything right now. But I will in the near future." That was a conversation, 2 weeks ago? And Michelle knows them, Sharon knows him. He's a very cool guy. And And I did that over the phone. So I'm going back to the comments. Hi, Nicole Nicole is way more organized sports mom than me. Oh, Michelle. Okay, no questions. So that's why I chose to do these subjects. I don't know if you guys have any questions, anything that you guys want me to elaborate, or connect you with Jackie on that Facebook group where I got all the emails and a lot of documents. I share a lot of information, not on the content of the body of the email, but sharing pictures. I share Stephen Ritz. If you guys haven't met him, he is the one who gave me the vision to approach schools because for our children. He really gets to me. So I share him and I say, well, this is what I'm going to do if you allow me. This is the project. I'm not inventing any wheel. This is already down packed. We have, and I talk about our curriculum, everything that we have laid out and simplify for the teachers so they can go ahead and do it. And when I went to the VPK program director, I also shared that with her. And she was like, oh my goodness, that's amazing. Because they've been trying to do that, but it's a lot of information. And guess what? We already have that. So it's like we have everything. All we have to do is keep being in their nose, being there. I keep out sending information and just being kind and a resource like, hey, anytime you want anything, I'm here. And I incorporate in my conversation on why I'm doing it, because I don't know if you guys know, but there's a lot of poverty in this country and a lot of our children don't have enough food to eat. So that's another approach I use. I said, by them eating healthier foods that we're able to feed them in school, it's gonna get higher their focus level, they're gonna get sick less, and isn't that what we want? They're gonna behave better because they're gonna start eating food with less sugar. And again, Jackie has all that information. She even has PowerPoints that you can share, pick and choose. What do you want to share? People are very impressed with Stephen Reitz. Of course, Stephen Reitz is amazing. I even follow him on YouTube. What do you say to the business owners when you drop in, and do you bring anything to show them? Yes, Kristen, I always bring my tower. When I do my tour, unexpected to businesses, I go in, I don't bring down my tower at the beginning. I start the conversation when I see, and I tell them my purpose straight up, cold. I said, hi, my name is Nicole. I am here because I am growing in my community, and I am a resource to help our community to get healthier. And I see that's why I do my research before I show up. And I know what they do. I even remember a name, and I don't know who is that person, but is that person here? And they're like, oh, how do you know? Oh, because I noticed that. Oh, I know that person do this and do that. I don't necessarily say I saw on the internet, but I tell them like, oh, I know this person might be the best contact because maybe that person is interested in listening what I have to offer. She can catch the vision with confidence. I'm not like, oh, I want to see if you guys want or not. No, I said, I'm here for this and I want to talk to this person, or maybe somebody else that can, maybe this is a project that you guys already started, but you haven't found the right resources. I connect what they do with what I do and how we can do better together. And I said, you're not going to be alone. I am here. I'm compromised to being here once a month, once a week, whatever they say, just to get you started. My goal is for you to become a professional or not a professional. So you can feel confident that you can run it all on your own, but you'll be VIP. So you have my direct line. You can call me anytime and I can show up anytime you need me, just to give them the confidence that they can do it on their own, that I'm not going to be coming forever here. But also when you need me, I'm here kind of thing. And I'll be showing up every 2 months just to answer questions or to see how the tower is going and blah, blah, blah. When I see that they are open, then I'll bring my tower. But when I set up a date to go out, I have my tower. And I'm planning on doing that 2 weeks from this week, right before Christmas, because I started the tower again. And to give them vision for next year. Even though the year is almost over, some businesses have to spend so much money before the year is over, or they are planning for next year's project. So I let them know, hey, in case this is something that you can do. I don't talk about the business right away. I shared first how this is going to be convenience for them, how it's going to benefit them. Then, if anything, I talk about the business. And if you have a lot of people transit, you can also get benefited financially if you share with other people, kind of thing. I also put a sticker on my towers with my information. It's waterproof. I have it on mine, and it's been 5 years, and the sticker is still in colors, and you can see it, and it's been amazing. So those stickers work. I put it on the tower so people can see it when they're standing. It has my website, and it has my cell phone. No, it doesn't have my website. It has my NicoleFiolTowerGarden.com, and it has my cell phone number. I added, which I don't know if it's right, but I added non-GMO and organic. I didn't put organic. I put the label of non-GMO and the Juice Plus label, my name and my phone number, because the Tower Garden is at the bottom. So if any, in the restaurants, in the schools, all of those towers have those stickers in case somebody have questions. And I have received phone calls from the vegan restaurant people asking about those towers that are there. Me too, I cover the Tower Garden logo, yes. Oh, you put it at the bottom. Mine is like this big on the actual tower. I put it there.
So Nicole, you bring your whole tower in from your car and set it up in their business?
Yeah. Well, I have a minivan, and when I bought the minivan, I specifically got that one because the tower fits. Well, the reservoir goes on the side, which our pro Sandy taught me this.
That's why we're friends. I just wanted to say that. We both have that same issue. We measured our cars before we purchased them to make sure the tower would fit in it.
So the tower itself, I just have to pull out the first rim, which is the smallest. And so it fits right in. So all I have to do is bring down the reservoir, I bring down the tower, and I just hook that on, and I keep it going with my dolly. I used to do that even with my baby here. I mean, so easy, because I just leave this much of water, enough to cover the motor, so the water can run, and I'll bring it in and I'll bring it out, and yeah.
You have one of the Rubbermaid carts, like a gray cart? Yeah. And I think Gwen might have built a trailer to roll the Tower Garden right in, right, Gwen?
Yeah, my husband built us a trailer out of a single track motorcycle trailer. So it's just a small trailer, and I can put it behind my car, and I can take it anywhere. And I just roll the tower straight in, and it's got a skylight in it, so it gets sunshine. Yeah.
The sky's the limit, guys.
And
I mean,
so,
it's amazing.
$100. So
There's so many ways you can do this business. It's incredible. But
so
you know what? I
Nicole,
just want to point out, I'm not going to talk much because we got Sharon and Michelle and Nicole, but I just got to keep pointing out that when we hear the inside of the brain of all the people that are successful in this business, there's always, I don't know about you, but I'm always like, wow, I didn't realize how like business like Nicole was. Like, it's structured. It's the same thing with everybody. Think about how Gwen does her social media. Think about Sandy and her. I mean, it's like everybody, there's, like they say, success leaves clues, guys. So remember, when we say we got to treat it like a business and it'll pay like a business, we can't just treat it like what does a business look like? Well, we don't mean like you're just like the front desk clerk at the store. It means you're the CEO, you're planning, you're having strategic planning sessions. You got a plan, you got goals, you got vision. That's how it works. It's exciting. You pumped me up, Nicole.
I think Kristen had another question.
oh, so when you go to visit businesses, is it typically to sell the Tower Garden versus the Juice Plus, or do you do both?
I do. Well, I mentioned who we are. And I said, well, we're a company with being, because people want to know, there's, well, my perspective. If I would be on the other side of the counter, I'll be like, oh, another person, no trespassing. It's like, why you're here. And I start with the Tower Garden, but then I get to the Juice Plus because we are part of the Juice Plus company. And we are a mission-driven company who just shared a ways of adding more whole foods. And so we have, yes, capsules that are, you know, fruits and vegetables, no sugar, no water. They're capsules, vegan. And but I talk briefly about that. And then, but I focus in the tower. Yes, I focus in the tower. When I go out is to target towers and businesses that I think that they can benefit from the towers. Of course, the Juice Plus as well, but the towers are more impressive. And the Juice Plus takes longer on the education, you know, so many things out there that they're exposed to, and perhaps they're maybe selling. That's why I kind of like walked away from gyms. Many gyms already offer some kind of supplement, and it takes longer. This guy, when I called him, he said, oh, I'm looking to start offering a supplement, but I haven't found one that actually I trust or I like for me to take. So I was not going to offer it to anyone. So that's why he said he was impressed. Like, how do you hear from me? How did you know that I was looking? And I said, I didn't know. I Googled and you came up. And he was like, oh, okay, cool. So yes, I specifically start with the tower. It's an innovation and people are looking for it. And I think it's easier to start the conversation and building the trust. So yes, tower. And as soon as I can, I said, oh, hold on, do you want to see it? Give me 2 minutes. And I run to my car, set it up, bring it down. And then a lot of people come out and like, whoa, what is this? But I also have, I bring with me, I think I have it here. Where is it? A clipboard, but there's like a mini clipboard. I have a mini clipboard and I have it with me in a bag. I don't bring a purse. I just bring my phone, the clipboard, maybe a brochure so people can have a visual or to leave with them. And when people come to me, I just start writing down their names and phone numbers there because it's just much faster than my phone. So I can go back and then share everything else with them. And it's much faster, bottom line. I don't live, I do have like a 500, and which I was told at the beginning, but I still did it, business card. And I barely leave any, barely. I either connect with phone numbers, I leave them, or give me your email and I send them an email. I barely leave any business cards. I do have them, but I don't use them. Funny story. When I did it, we were using the other form of connection was not Voxer. What was it? That it has a whole long number. I put that VoiceCom. So I have paid a line for VoiceCom, and maybe 2 months after we switched from VoiceCom to Voxer. So now all my businesses have that phone number, and I put a sticker with my cell phone. So that's another reason why I don't use my business cards. It's not as professional, and I'm not buying more either. So yeah.
Well, I love the labels on the Tower Garden. That's great. So I just wanted to say kudos to you, Nicole. I mean, you are getting major thick skin because that's cold calling, guys, and making connections. So what I heard was she's connecting with people, whoever she feels the energy that she could connect with. She's totally persistent. Oh my gosh. Even if they're like saying no, she's like, let me in. And she gives vision. So she had a couple different versions of vision. And I love that. So overall vision, then when it came to the kids, I feel like the kids need this for their future and all that. So I love that. She gives a number of exposures. She even brings the Tower Garden. I mean, that is amazing. So she's a get her done girl. I love it. And she's making it happen. So in this business, I feel like you do. You've got to figure out how you can make it happen for yourself. So that's awesome.
I want to answer here. Thank you, Sharon. Thanks. Darby, I use the old version, the outdoor flex, the big one. That's what I have. I take that one. And something that I'm planning on doing next week or whenever I go back, my daughter goes to a hair salon and it's at a mall, at a very expensive mall in Miami. So I'm going to take my tower because again, in 2 weeks, it's going to be fully blown, beautiful. With me, it's like a 40-minute ride. I'm going to take it and I'm going to say, oh, I was just working and I had to water it. That's going to be my thing. And I'm going to bring it down to the salon and I'm going to leave it outside because I already saw that there's an outlet. If not, I'll have her bring it in, but I'm gonna leave it outside on purpose so people can see it. And that reminds me that we went one time, Michelle and I, to where was it? Downtown Miami? No, Design District. And we walked around with the tower, and that was another exposure. We connected with 3 people that were walking. They stopped us. One person in Weston, I still reach out to her, and 2 other people were further up, crazy, down in Miami, in businesses.
So
And
wait a second. So you mean, I just wish we had video. So you guys are in Wynwood
There were
walking
pictures.
around
yes,
with a tower garden.
walking around with it.
Pulling on the dolly. You remember those pictures?
Yeah.
It was so cool.
Yeah.
That is the best.
Yes. Yes. So I'm doing that. I mean, strategically, when I go to her hair salon, it's for kids. So I know I'm going to see other moms. And because we cannot be inside, we'll hang out outside. That's why I'm going to leave the tower outside. And I'm just going to make like, oh yeah, I was doing an exposition somewhere else. I'm going to come up with a story. And that's why I had to bring it in, like, oh my goodness, but I have to water it down. It's so important, anything. So just to bring it out and so people can see it. Yes.
You're a diabolical genius, and I love it. With your bonus, you need to get a tabletop tower so you can carry that around. It's going to be less
For real. Much easier.
That's actually what I thought you meant. I thought you were doing the tabletop one, but you're doing the full-blown one.
That's what I have. Yes. Yes.
Oh my
yes,
gosh.
yes. And mine
Amazing.
is still the yellowish one. It's not the brand, the other version that they improve the plastic. Mine is kind of yellowish now. Is the first version of it.
You
So
have the OG one.
I gotta upgrade. Yes. Yes, yes, yes.
So guys, I just want to say really quick. I mean, when they say to find people that are better than you to do this business with, Nicole is a true example of that. I mean, just amazing to watch her. Like the times that we've done events together and trade shows and gone to Miami with the tower, it's just incredible to watch her go. I mean, she's so brave and bold, and it's just, I've watched her grow into this person over the years. We don't come into this business with all of this confidence and all of these skills, but we learn them over the years, and it's just awesome. So all the tips, I'm just like, yes, yes, so awesome. So thank you, Nicole.
Thank you. Thank you.
Well, if
'cause
I could just add on to that about what Michelle was saying, I definitely have also seen her grow so much. And for those of you who don't know, English is not her first language. So for years, she has really, I would say, lacked a little bit of confidence, but boy, oh boy, have you blossomed. I mean, my goodness, she is amazing. You would never even think twice about English being her second language. So go ahead, girlfriend, you got this.
Thank you. It's a joke between Sandy and I. My English is limited, so slow down. Translation, please.
Well, the funny part is I say also my English is limited, but English is my first language, so that's even worse.
I tell Sandy to slow down too, Nicole.
Yeah, she can go.
She can go.
Wow, man, I'll tell you what, I've done trade show tables with obviously Sharon, but Michelle, Nicole, and Sandy, and I'll tell you what, man, they are all just, it's amazing. I just hope you guys get to do it sometimes, because they are really, really good. It's awesome. And I just want to say about this group, I mean, can you believe we work together? If we work together like in a place, I mean, it would be the best job ever. I mean, you guys are amazing. I don't know if we get much work done because we'd be having so much fun. But
yeah, we're
so it's probably
driven.
best that we're split up. We're best that we're split up. But it's incredible. I mean, this business, it's like family.
Yes.
I just need you guys to invite a few more men onto your teams. I'm trying, but
Hey,
Yes.
we want to hear about Stacy's coffee tower.
oh yeah.
Coffee shop.
Well, there's a local coffee shop here that has like this perfect area to have multiple tower gardens. So the owner, he's just like not even having any conversation with us, but I think it's his girlfriend that works like the back counter, and she loves the idea. it's been really hit hard in this area, small businesses have, and they got closed down again. And so I know that they're really struggling for income. So my thought process is, okay, then start a tower garden, like a big garden, and start growing lettuce and selling the lettuce pods. You could sell, like, once the head of lettuce is big, you could sell that. They could actually sell the tower gardens. Like, they've got a great space for it that would be fantastic. So every time Stephanie and I go in, we talk to her and we're like, okay, see when you can get us a time to come in and talk to all three of you, because he sees just, all he's thinking is one more thing to buy. We're not even making money enough to keep the doors open right now. Why would I spend money on something else? But doesn't see that this could build residual income for him. And it's a perfect space to do it. So I have one tower garden that's sitting in my shed right now because I have one that's active, and then I have a different one that's not. So I was thinking, what if I clean that thing up and say, let's just get it in and see where it goes? Because if nothing else, it would get attention. It's sitting in my garage, it's not doing anything. But I think there's a ton of potential for businesses that are already in existence, that already have people that come through that could see it. And, you know, other people, I mean, guys, we have sold more tower gardens like in the month of April and May than I had in like 9 years. It was crazy. So people are very interested in growing their own produce now, being more in control of their food source and knowing they have options outside of just the grocery store. I mean, in New Mexico, grocery stores have been being closed down. So it's still, you have to stand in line for a good hour to get into the grocery store. And some of these stores are being closed, and there's like one grocery store in the small towns. So people are having to drive to Texas, or they drive from their town to our town, which is 45 minutes away. So it's crazy. So yeah, people are looking for a way to control their food source for sure.
We are.
Have you considered,
to have lots of sales of tower gardens, Stacy. We're counting on you. Feed New Mexico.
Feed New Mexico.
have you considered asking him, so can we get, would you be open if I bring my tower, I don't know, whichever day you can commit to, and say, and let's see how they respond, and you can see the interest from people on the conversations, and I'll do it for you. I mean, an exposure for you, and also you're helping him to build the trust. And also because I have gotten those conversations too, another thing, and I have sold this from previous experiences, they're just like shut down. I have so much with my business as it is. I don't want to commit to something else. I don't want to spend more money. And when I tell them, well, would you allow me to come? I did that with the gym owner. Would you allow me to come once a month or whenever I was able to commit and let me run the show? But I tell them, don't charge me for your space because I'm helping you too. I mean, everything that I sell here will be towards for you, but I'll run it. I'll talk to people. I'll answer questions. I just want to educate your clientele on why I'm here and how can benefit them, and in a way that he can see, or she can see the benefits.
Yeah. If we could just get him to talk to us. I'm just going to show up with it, Nicole. That's what I'm going to do.
Oh, you haven't bring it? You haven't brought it?
No. Well, I mean, he has seen it. I was at a farmer's market and I was right next to them. And so he has seen the whole tower. And yeah, we had a brief conversation, but it's with the girlfriend. She's the one that's super interested. But I did just think, as we were talking, I have that one sitting out there. Why not use it and see if they'll at least let me put it into their, because it's a huge window. It's right on the street. Like, it really could draw a lot of attention.
In a school, I asked them, would you mind if I just leave it here and see how it goes, so you can see how it grows? And I make sure that I water it down. I'll run it. But can I leave it here? And I left it in a classroom for a whole month or 2 months. And the teacher was like, man, that's beautiful. And the kids respond. And that's how I was able to then move on. So ask him, can I just leave it here? I'll be responsible if something happens. Meaning taking off all that pressure off him.
Yeah, that's a good idea.
Yeah.
I'm calling them now.
So what I'm doing next week, again, because I started last week, I'm continuing this week to I'm new in this area, so I think a lot of what Stacy has shared with us, I'm new in this area. I already started last week writing down the addresses. So then I go on the website of the farms that I have around, because eventually next week I am going to start knocking on their doors. And that's gonna be business, literally conversations on, I have a lot of gardens here. No, people that sell gardens or sell plants. How you call those? Nurseries. I have a lot of nurseries around me. So if they're selling that, why not offer also for people with smaller places or with less time, but they also want to benefit from, plants and the nutrition and all that. That's what's going to be my focus and conversation with them. And I don't go around, I don't mess around. I know you're very busy. I'm here very shortly because I have this to offer. I don't know if you have considered, I don't know if you have looked into hydroponics, and I explained the difference, hydroponics and aeroponics. Would you be open? Oh, I don't know. When they don't tell me no, then I said, do you want to see it? If they don't tell me no, or even if they tell me no, I said, oh, I have it in my car. Do you mind if I bring it out so you can see it? And then I have them smell the cilantro. I have them try the arugula. I have them, see the kale, and all that is built, all that it's 6 weeks old, whatever. So they can, because many times they say no, either from previous experiences, lack of information, or they just don't know. And because they don't have time, I expose them to it immediately. So that's going to be, if you want to hop around with me next week, feel free. I'm in Davie. And I have a lot of, I'm in this Western group on Facebook, and I see that there's a lot of partners in Western. So I'm like, oh no, I have to hurry up and do this before they go before me. So yeah, next week before Christmas, sometime I will be doing this. That's going to be, I'm going to choose a day. I noticed that a lot of them are closed on Monday. I went out last Monday and many were closed. I'm like, dang it. Okay, now I know. So yeah, it takes time, but then it's much fun. It's much fun. I bring my kids and we all learn. Okay, so this is great. I'm going to start brainstorming ideas with my second tower garden. Her beautiful smile alone will make me say yes. Oh, thank you, Alicia. Oh, we can do it together. We're neighbors. So before I go, Sharon, you wanted to say something? I want to go over the announcements. I don't know. You have the input. I see that you want to say something.
I know, and then I think I forgot it. So go ahead and do the announcements, and then I'll remember.
I'm going to share my screen very fast. I already have it open. So if you guys haven't seen this, you can go to Team Transformers on our Facebook group. You click on announcements. Usually when I go to Team Transformers after Sunday or Sunday night, it already is up there. It's not this one?
It is
has the dates.
I didn't do a new one, so I just edited.
Oh, so let me refresh. Let me see if it goes.
No, it's good. It's good. I'm just saying it doesn't say today's date because I only edited. I didn't do a new one.
Oh, you did. Okay. So I don't know if you guys know, we started today the 12-day detox with the mild detox with the cranberry juice. It goes for 12 days. I have it in Spanish as well, if you have any person that can benefit from Spanish language. Also, December 1st, that's tomorrow, Deborah and Pema are having a salad in a jar. Nice. Tony Branner is being interviewed on December 3rd. December 7th, there's 2 events. Cindy Farnham and UNMD. Oh, those are so inspiring to listen to. And then Shred Going On starts on, okay, so what is this? Oh, it starts on the 7th to the 16th. It's 10 days, the Shred 10 program. If you guys haven't had that experience, you will learn so much from your body. Then December 8th is Join the Club business event. I guess this is the second one because they did one last week, which was phenomenal. Take advantage of 1, join the club. 2, add more goods. 3, team building package for Express Track by November 30th, which is today. And number 4, the bingo game. and have a great week. I believe in you. This is a message from Sharon, and I also believe in you. These are all the flyers of all the events that are going on this week. People are excited. People are feeling already yucky from Thanksgiving. I know I did. And Halloween, the bingo sheet, I have it on my desk. They join the club and all the flyers for everything. And I believe in you. Sharon also believes in you. And I know Douglas too. So take advantage, put it on your calendar, which ones you are attending, share those. Also, if you're not attending, but it connects, you think it connects with someone, you can also share it with them, even if you don't attend. And then ask them, how was it? I wasn't able to, but did you like it? Or, you know, whatever it's in your heart. So I'm gonna stop sharing my screen. Hey, Tatiana. Awesome job, Nicole. Thank you. Thank you, Joy. Thank you, Sharon. You've been amazing. Thank you, Kathy. It's not easy to be here knowing that Sharon and Douglas and Stacy are here. I was like, oh,
this
what
was
can I
so
say?
good.
But
I
beautiful.
mean, I loved it. You were great.
Yeah.
You're not done. You're going to be back.
We appreciate
Anytime.
it.
We
Anytime.
appreciate you.
We're
Anytime.
learning from you, Nicole.
Thank
That's
you.
the great
Absolutely.
thing about leaders. Like, we want to keep learning. When you stop learning, when you think you know everything, that's when you're going to stop growing. So to have somebody else teach us what's working, we're thankful for you.
Thank you. You're very nice. Thank you. Okay, guys, it's 1 o'clock. I want to honor your time. Thank you, Sandy, for reaching out. Any questions, feel free to message me or put it on the comments on Facebook, and I'll read those and I'll answer. And
Thank you so much. Thank you. I'm looking
All right.
forward to your NMD speech.
Yes.
Great job, amiga.
Thank you. What were you
Have a
gonna
good
say?
one, friend.
Great job.
So Wednesday, we will draw for bingo, the drawing for bingo. So finish your bingo cards today if you have some bingos to submit. Wednesday, we'll do that. Friday, we're gonna have social media with Kristen Winter's sister. Okay. We'll see you soon. Thank you, Nicole.
Oh, that's what the survey that we filled out.
Yes. So she's
Awesome.
going to do it Friday. She had a little emergency last week or whenever that was.
No worries. Friday is good.
Thankful for you
Awesome.
guys. Have an awesome day. End of
You
business
too.
day, guys.
Bye. Thank you.
Thank you.